Hello, my beautiful Aries. Welcome back to Queen Cup Tarot. I am just shuffling up right now, getting ready to do your July 2019 tarot readings. For those that are new, it looks like you guys are going through some shit. So welcome, and I hope I can help you through whatever it is you're going through. But also, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. For those that are returning, I love you so much. Thank you. Your support is, as always, overwhelming. Reading for you guys, connecting with each and every single one of you is an absolute honor. Absolute honor. Thank you guys for all that reach out to me for personal readings, frankincense, all that. Thank you. If you do want to get in touch with me about either of those things, the details are below. All right. I've been shuffling and praying and getting ready now for a while, Aries gang. So I'm curious to see what's going on for you guys entering into the summer solstice. It's been some heavy energies around a lot of people, but I feel like with Aries, it's nothing new. And that, if anything, you are actually leading the pack with regards to standing firm and strong and fighting this, or pushing through, better yet, this really heavy energy, because you've been dealing with it consistently for a while now. So with that being said, reflect on that, feel good about that, where there might be some people around you who are going or just kind of reflecting with you on the heavy energies they're dealing with. And Aries might be saying, I've been dealing with this shit since February or, November of last year or whatever the case is. So you might be handling any sudden changes, trials, tribulations, rocky times, chaos, anything of that nature, as well as this one-upping, jealous, nasty, very low vibrational energy. And what I really believe is that these low vibrational people who have been playing to be high vibrational are being exposed, because you can't pretend to ascend. Okay, so the ones that have been hiding and are not, or consciously not ascending, they're being exposed. They're fighting back. Their egos are fighting back, rather, and it doesn't look pretty. Okay, so Aries gang, at least the ones that tune into me have been in this ascension process and awakening process for a while. Do not let that energy bring you back to your Feb, Jan, December readings. You guys have come such a long way. Do not be played out of your position. Okay. All right, guys. We're going to go into prayer before I go into any pre-shuffle messages, okay? Yeah, something you guys have been waiting for is going to come in really quickly. Maybe it's something that you might have given up on, something you were waiting for and are no longer waiting for, and now it comes in, and that might be a bit irritating to you. We'll see. Okay. There is also something, because under that was the Queen of Cups, there's something coming into Aries quite quickly, from my understanding, maybe possibly something you are currently waiting for or once upon a time were and gave up on. It looks like with the Queen of Cups underneath that you're being asked to be open to whatever it is that is coming towards you. And I'm getting the idea that this is really going to test your emotional and mental maturity. So kind of, it's like a final exam coming into you quite quickly, to see how you're going to react to it. Because when you were originally waiting for it, you might have felt or thought differently about it. Okay, and went through, different thoughts and emotions about how you would handle it when you come in, what you would do. And then when it didn't, it changed your perspective and you kind of pulled back or walked away from it or didn't hold on so tightly to it, which energetically, as we know of the law of attraction, especially with regards to people, that's usually what it brings it in. But I feel like you might have it might have been your emotions that were keeping you waiting. And if you stopped waiting, okay, or if you are angry about how long you've waited, universe is asking you to stay in your Queen Cup energy and be open to whatever does come. It's, better late than never, never late is better. you know, kind of energy, which you might be tossing between. You know, somebody might be coming to you and saying better late than never, and you might be not in your Queen Cup energy and saying, you know, never late is better. So be open, because it looks like Mercury retrograde season is going to bring a lot of opportunities for closure, healing, in order for new beginnings to either properly develop, fully develop, or start to. And it's like the people that fight this energy and reject it are really going to lose out on an opportunity for growth, expansion, tying up of loose ends, releasing of baggage. So don't let your ego respond to whatever is coming towards you, because it could be detrimental. Okay? Anyways, guys, let's go into prayer, right? Please do not timestamp prior to the prayer. I mean, after the prayer. Please timestamp prior to the prayer. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. All right. Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now in particular, thank you for connecting me with the collective sign of Aries. Please allow me to communicate to them the messages that are in their greatest good, surrounding their material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to them, their personal ascension and development, and any other messages you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels, for everything you do for me, for the collective, your healing energy, your support, your unconditional love, and your protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you. So thank you. And amen. Okay? All right, guys. I'm ready to get into it. I think you'll be able to at least see some of the spread. All right, your overall energy going into July summer solstice is the Six of Wands. This is the Venetian Tarot deck by Eugene Wallace. You guys have seen me use his Kabbalah deck as well. Huge fan of his work. Love it. And with this, it might look like kind of what we got in the pre-shuffle. You might have a lot of people coming to you for advice. Why? Because they have publicly seen you deal with the energies that they're now having to deal with. So that might feel really good for Aries to be able to sit in your throne, right? Or that might be what prompts you to see that you are sitting in your throne, is when these hands come to you and say, Aries, Aries, how did you get through this? Aries, Aries, you know, how did this feel? Or how did this play out for you? And how did you get through this type of energy? People are looking for your attention. You're on display to some kind of degree. And I think what's putting you on display, Aries, is your experience. And what's funny is at least half of these people were not supportive or judged you for exactly what it is they're coming to advice for. They judged you. Okay? Maybe you weren't handling it well. Maybe you were really flamboyant about what you were going through, the motions, or mind you, this is not an excuse to lash out against people, because some Aries did. Okay? And some of the people that might be getting your attention might be looking to resolve and come to a middle ground, because they finally understand your perspective, because these energies are now hitting them. They're now going through, you know, some of the dark energy, low vibrational energy you were exposed to, that you were trying to get them to acknowledge, see, or validate for you, but they didn't. But now they are. Why? For the simple fact that they themselves are going through this energy. You know, a lot of readers talk about as above, so below, and I agree, but that also translates in your human experience to as internal, so external. Above is internal, external is below. So it's, anyways, long and short, it looks like maybe a bit of tables turning type action, which I've been hearing in a lot of readings and stuff like that. Either way, this is a good position to be in. Very similar to the Seven of Wands, right? It's like in both of these cards, there's a sense of elevation, meaning you're positioned well, you're positioned above your trials and tribulations, you're positioned above, you know, what it is that you are being tasked with, meaning you well have the capabilities, experience to do it. But sometimes we don't understand that we're here. So I hope you guys do. All right. First card out of your spread. Wow. Ace of Pentacles. Maybe there's a chance that one of the people looking to get your attention is trying to offer you this and not leech off of you and codependently get you to support them through the exact same thing they judged you for going through. Oh, well, that'd be nice. You know, like who the fuck is like really got something to talk about down here? Because if you've got a lot of people wanting your attention, it is up to you to use your discernment to best, where is your energy best invested? Because there's a lot of people looking like they want your attention. You pick the wrong person, you might overlook this. So this is where the exam comes in. What did you learn about people? Okay, how did you learn to use your intuition in everything that you do, as well as your intellect and emotion? It's like you're getting to test certain interpersonal skills out in order to either offer or receive a brand new tactical beginning, really. Okay. Oh, sorry guys, I'm Miss Prixie lately. Anyways, next card out is we have the Knave of Swords. And there's a possibility that there's a lot of people trying to get your attention, but there could be somebody who's watching you who isn't yet ready to get your attention, but might see that that you are occupied by other people at this time for whatever reason. It could be work, just anything, really. You're distracted. So I'm getting the impression that there is somebody watching you, and that kind of relieves me, because then it makes it less difficult. Because maybe the person ready to offer you this Eight of Pentacles isn't making themselves know, this Ace of Pentacles isn't making themselves known to you yet. They might just be watching you, and these people getting your attention is separate to this Ace. We'll find out. Let's see. Burpee. Wow, the Page to a Knight. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, this is so awesome. So, Aries, this could be you, or this could be somebody else, okay? There is someone, all right? So you have this, because it's your first card out, I'm assuming you manifested this, or this is top of mind, you're currently manifesting this, or this just came in, okay? Actually, it hasn't come in yet. And if it has come in yet, you might not have accepted it yet, and you are acquiring information, possibly on the intent of the person delivering this to you, the quality of the pentacle opportunity being given to you. You're just doing a bit of research before accepting, whether romantically or platonically or career-wise. This is the stalking card, but we all know that stalking is just acquiring information without being seen. You know what I mean? And invading people's privacy. But really, it's the same thing. It's acquiring information. Now, if this hasn't come to you yet, then I believe the person is preparing, is therefore researching and watching you in order maybe to position themselves to best offer this to you, right? The packaging, the presentation of it. You know, it's almost like the presentation is just as important as the meal. You know what I mean? The plate could be good, but if it's just thrown all over your plate, you know, especially if you're paying big bucks for it. I mean, but if you're coming to my house, no, actually, I get into like the Food Network, and I'll get all like, one night I'll dash your food on a plate, and the other night it'll look like, you know, that's when you know I've been watching the Food Network. Anyway. Such a weirdo. Anyways, this is really good energy. And I like that because it's like, mind you, the Knight of Pentacles doesn't move particularly quickly, okay? And there's many reasons you can interpret why the Knight of Pentacles moves so slow. Caution, preparations, whatever, right? It's just somebody is being very practical and strategic with regards to offering this. Now, Aries, this could be you accepting it. or offering it. You guys know how this goes. I can't do that the whole reading, man. You know what I'm saying? You guys have watched enough tarot readings to know the spiel. I shouldn't have to give you that too. Fourth card out. Ooh, fourth and fifth. Fourth card out is the Sun. So this opportunity for some of you, females watching or feminine energy watching, this could be a divine masculine and an offer of commitment. This would probably be from somebody you know. But this, yeah, obviously it would be somebody you know. But this is regardless being extremely happy that you finally manifested whatever this pentacle is for yourself. So I'm assuming that it is probably received. Why? Because clarity through the research that Aries did or has been done towards you has brought in clarity about how best to offer this. And I can tell that was done because it looks like it's successfully offered or received or received. So that's really good. Pentacles. Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, the Knight of Cups. I saw it when I flipped the Sun, which is under the Knave. So we've got two Knights, the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. This to me, again, it's leaning more to a relationship, but it depends on the career path. It depends how passionate and emotionally invested you are in the work that it is you are required to do. Okay? So you've got to use your own intuition to determine that, right? But with these two Knights, it's careful preparation. But it looks like whatever is offered, if it is a relationship, okay, whether new or existing or whatever, it's like there is a very practical aspect playing out before there is an emotional one. Where maybe in the past it was emotional and didn't lead to practical, which is why this person is doing their research, or Aries, you're doing your research to ensure that there's that practicality to how these people are moving forward. And then there's this happiness and then the Knight. So it looks like Aries has their mind very logical, and whoever is coming into your energy or watching you knows that. So therefore, they're going to come to you with practicalities, facts, with the swords and the pentacles. And that alone, I think, is going to bring a lot of relief. Happiness due to clarity. Okay? This is happiness due to clarity, which then allows Aries to open up emotionally. Okay? Or this person will come to you with these facts, and once they get the response that they want from the clarity they've provided you, then they will open up emotionally. Okay? So it does look like, again, very strategic here. It is in the middle of the spread. So ultimately there is this sense of wanting to emotionally move forward and build. There's a lot of action I am getting. Now the sixth card out, there's your energy, guys. And I did see it in the pre-shuffle. That's the Fool. And I don't see much hesitation. I think that this leap of faith, again, is a calculated risk. Right. This is a calculated risk. Calculated, researched, planned, employed. And that's why Aries is willing to leap off that cliff, because it makes sense. There's logic. There's information. There is, I think what is coming into you, or how something is playing out very well. It's a new opportunity that brings you to the Ten of Pentacles somehow. It has the potential of it. Anytime I see the Ace, whether you actually get there or not, it's given and received with the intention to build and create the 10. So if it's employment, these employers are telling you that there is an opportunity for you to really grow in your career, get into a management position. Maybe they're going to pay for some of your schooling, whatever the case is. There's that. You can see the Ten of Pentacles vision within this opportunity. And if it's in with regards to a relationship, it's like, it's so practical that it's almost hard. There isn't much of a risk in receiving this because almost the facts were laid out. Everything has been laid out for Aries, which must be such a relief, especially if you've been going through any kind of, moon energy, disillusions, confusion, anxieties due to what is unknown and unseen to you. This kind of clarity with the sun, revealing a new opportunity is the clarity, and then the movement is going to be a big relief for Aries coming into the summer solstice months, okay? The seventh card out, we've got the Five of Wands. Don't freak out, it's not that big of a deal. Then we've got the Hierophant. Love the Hierophant. I mean, the Emperor's hot, but who doesn't want the Hierophant? The Hierophant tells the Emperor what to do. Quietly, privately in the back, and then the Emperor yells at everybody and tells everybody what the Emperor told him, the Hierophant told him to do. Anyway, the ninth card out, and I said this. No, I didn't. Anyway, the seven. I've seen this card probably in my own downloads. Anyway, the Seven of Wands. You know what I mean? It's standing your ground, but not standing there. It's pushing forward. In this deck, to me, this is taking it a step further. You know what I mean? This is also reflecting on how you catapult yourself forward when you do stand your ground and you are not burdened by the people who push upon you anything. It's like there's a sense of freedom I get with the Seven of Wands when you rise up and back people off of you because you are confident in your abilities, in what you know, in what you've been downloaded. Pushing back against the people who told you couldn't. Maybe it's not even against them. Maybe with the Seven of Wands, it's like you're standing your ground by going and doing the exact thing people told you couldn't do, or wasn't available to you, or was over the top. Oh, you shouldn't think that way. If people can't, I told you guys, if it can't exist in your brain, it can't exist in your reality. So be careful sharing your great mighty plans with people, because if it's not a reality in their brain, they're going to speak to you like you are talking about something that can't exist. Why? Because it can't exist in their mind. So then it gets you to doubt, right? So the Seven of Wands energy is fantastic. It is showing, it's standing your ground, but with action. Fantastic energies, guys. Okay, we're going to go into clarification. Yeah, under the 6 is the 7. I did mention the 7, okay? And then under the 6 is the 9 of Pentacles. Guys, this is the pentacle you've been waiting for in order to get yourself to the 10. The 1 plus the 9 is the 10 of Pentacles. We've talked about this, right? Okay. And the new path that's underneath this with the 2 of Wands is the 10 of Pentacles path. Life doesn't end when you get to the 10 of Pentacles. There is, heavy lifting. You're in the big leagues when you get to the 10 of Pentacles, right? There's lots to do. Forget just mission. It's everything. You have a community. You build a community. You lead. You become a matriarch and a patriarch when you step into the 10 of Pentacles energy, right? But that's why you've got to get to the 9 first. That's that independently abundant, understanding what it is you bring to your experience, therefore understanding what you will bring to anyone's, whether consciously or subconsciously. Okay, so this is a big this Ace of Pentacles is a big deal because of how far you, Aries, have individually come already, right? So that's why there's all this calculation and planning and research. Because I'm getting the suspicion that for some Aries, you might have felt like you've been in the 9 of Pentacles before, and then something happened, or you made some faulty mistake that brought you back down, to maybe the 5, the 6, the 4 of Pentacles, whatever. And it's like, I need you to understand you weren't at the 9 of Pentacles, because at the 9 of Pentacles, those lessons. You understand what planning and strategizing is, and how that creates safety to emotionally open up, right? Like there's this full scope understanding with regards to relationship building, interpersonal skills, and how they play out with regards to building with somebody and what it starts like from the ground up. It's almost like you've got to create 10 of Pentacles within yourself, which is really the 9 of Pentacles. The internal, external. As above, so below, internal, external. You created an internal 10 of Pentacles, the vision, and then all the work you put in your 3D to create that vision, right? Even if you haven't brought the person or the people in the community that are a part of it, you positioned yourself. The 10 of Pentacles became real in your mind, and not the 10 of Pentacles that the movies and the TVs and the reality shows show you. Because the 10 of Pentacles isn't necessarily some, $10 million home, 4-car garage type shit, man. It is fulfillment emotionally with enough material abundance to sustain the community that you have built. Okay, that's why I say it's the big leagues. Everybody wants the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, it's like that's legacy. That's what you build and leave back for the generations. You know what I mean? You don't build that overnight. And you go through this huge journey of the 1 to 10 alone before you go from it with somebody else again. And it looks like you've done it on your own. A lot of Aries have done the Pentacle suit, going through that building, right? Alone. And now the Ace comes and you get to now do it again with your person or the people in your community that get you to the 9 of Pentacles, or to the 10. Sorry, guys. I hope this makes sense. I hope you're sticking with me here. Okay. I'm going to move on to clarification. Yeah, so for some of you, that 2 of Wands is, you're being offered that passionate, that Ace of Wands, that passionate new beginning, because you have your Ace, your passionate new beginning that you're ready to go embark on and offer, right? And then you get offered this, and it puts you on the 10 of Pentacles path, where you're really able, you understand that this pentacle that is being offered to you is really going to contribute to your legacy. Whether it's the job that can give you the skills and the abundance required to implement the 10 of Pentacles that you've been downloaded, or the person, right? Who they themselves has done what is required, have gotten themselves to the 9 of Pentacles, and they recognize you because they themselves have done the work to sit on their throne. So they're actually not here. If she turns her head to the right, that person who she'll start her community here, she will start their community with, is sitting on their own throne here. Think of that. That's why I said be very mindful of all the people trying to get your attention. Not all of them have something tangible to offer. All right. Where are we at? Tell me what you guys think of this setup here. I got this from a parking lot. It was so strange. It was on sale. That's how the money grab, right? Like they put these like stores in parking lots. And you go to get dog food and then you end up in like some ghetto store. That's Scarborough for you. Those parking lot pop-up stores, they're just like, but then there goes like $60. And what do you have? You don't even know. By the time you get home, you don't even know what it is. It just felt good at the time. Like, you're so close to your car. Anyway. Wait. Okay. Spirit's like, okay, you need to get serious here because this is like... All right. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels for this beautiful spread for Aries. Can we please clarify it? Clarify it further. This Ace of Pentacles, this Knave of Swords, and this Knight of Pentacles. Okay, this is the Ramses tarot deck that I'm using to clarify, okay? So the Venetian by Eugene Lewinsky, and then the Ramses deck here by somebody. Somebody special. Okay. Thank you, Father God, in this man, so we can clarify this Ace of Pentacles and this Knave of Swords. Nope. This Knave of Swords. Okay, so if it's somebody from the past, the reason why they're being so practical is because they were probably impractical in the past and know that they were maybe selling a dream a little bit, or maybe presenting themselves in a way that wasn't true, right? So maybe they were giving you the impression that they were what it was you were saying you were wishing for with the star in reverse. Playing that game, right? Because if it was upright, it would be like pretending or manipulating somebody to believe that they are offering or receiving or are a wish fulfillment of some kind. And then it's like if, like I said, if this is somebody from the past, it's that's why they're probably taking a different approach, knowing that they have to bring that practical shit, this that you express to them, they need to bring right up to you in the forefront. No, rainbows, ponies, hugs, and kisses. Okay, this is like get to it. So they get to it. All right. Oh, shite. If it's not a person and it's an opportunity, then you just might not be healed enough from being burnt by another employer in the past. It's like you might be worried. Actually, sorry, you are researching and taking the time before accepting a job opportunity to make sure that it is actually the job you've been looking for and isn't just putting you in some other like corporate slave type situation where you actually have the freedom, the creative freedom, the whatever freedom it is that you need to do your fucking job. Okay, because when you're in this in kind of work environment, your shit is so much harder. It's hard enough to do jobs and work, but to be in this kind of energy and environment with employer 8, 10, 12 hours a day, get the fuck out of here. It's like there's the hesitation for Aries with regards to accepting any kind of employment opportunities or anything like that. And I think you should. Okay, I think you should. I think that's smart because I think in the past you've gone in really excited about opportunities. You bought what it was that was sold to you really quick without kind of researching or figuring out or doing any digging, only to be disappointed, right? Only for you to realize that, okay, I've been fed something, or this isn't actually the succession plan that, was offered to me. And if I asked some more questions, I would better understand that it was probably not realistic. Right? Or was not realistic, but was a very maybe type situation when you were hoping for a lot more of a guarantee that this was actually the opportunity that you have been manifesting, hoping for, and wishing for yourself. All right, so there's that. And then the Sun energy, we've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So for some of you, it's having to decide if you're going to come out of singlehood. Because a lot of the negotiations that you see happening here, Aries was doing themselves and having to make the decision. So battling, fighting the two ideas on whether or not it is you want to do these negotiations, continue to do them alone, because I think you've been doing well. Like I said, you've gotten yourself to a certain level of stability. You've got the Nine of Pentacles twice, right? So it's like needing to really decide, are you better off alone? There is a decision here. It's some of you might have actually been instinctually picking up that you might need to make this decision prior to being presented to it and already have an idea of what it is that you would do. Like you kind of already played the scenario out to yourself. Funny thing is when this comes up, I think you'll be shocked at how that plan doesn't play out the way you thought it was. The reaction that you thought you would give when this is presented to you isn't actually, in fact, the reaction that you deliver. So the Four of Cups is probably ignoring that. You know, in this deck, the Four of Cups is actually a very nasty card. It's like it's lustful. It's ignorant, right? It's ignorant energy, really ignorant energy. Yeah, it's like somebody, it's like not wanting to avoid the right. It's like, ooh, some of you have picked the wrong option in the past and or don't want to, like are being really cautious about, like there's something on Aries's mind that you want. Okay, but with it in reverse, it is like heavy contemplation, because there's this lack of surety about it. Listen, there's something coming into Aries that's going to cause a lot of contemplation, discussion. Maybe this Fool energy is a bit more of a leap of faith than I was first channeling. Maybe there is more risk associated with it. I don't know. I mean, there's so many like scenarios that could have played out if this is a past person. And if it is a new person, it's just Aries is wanting to be really sure that they pick, you know, with the Hierophant being the card of institutions, it's ensure that you pick the right one, the right institution, the right job. And if it is relationship, a new one, it's you want to ensure that you are receiving an offer to build with somebody whose ideals, morals, and values and institution of love is not an old infrastructure and matches the new one that you have been divinely guided to create, right? And then standing your ground. Maybe you're being challenged internally with your own infrastructure that you created. Maybe there's opportunities presenting. Like I said, there's lots of things trying to get your attention, people trying to get your attention, and maybe your new infrastructures. Maybe there is some conflict and competition between your old beliefs and your new ones, your old way of doing things and your new way of doing things. You know, maybe an old relationship dynamic and a new relationship dynamic. Because if it's somebody from the past, and this person's really going about doing it differently, or you really want to go about doing it differently, there is going to be possibly this conflict of how you see each other, right? The old way, the old institution, the old infrastructure, right? So Aries, you might need to determine if what is coming back to you is still the old infrastructure intact, or if it's mutable energy, and has developed a new infrastructure, which is just higher vibed. Okay, but needing to stand your ground, because these new ideals, okay, you put a lot of work. You know they're freeing. You know they're better suited. You know, they don't perpetuate slave psychology and behavior and shit like that. You know what I mean? Can I get clarification on the Hierophant, the Seven of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Fool? We got the Hierophant again. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to run different ways. Some of you are going to, because the Two of Wands came up again too. The Hierophant came up again too. We've got the Ten of Wands. Some of you are going to, for some of my Aries, there's somebody watching you trying, and they're being strategic because there's a fine line between reaching out and either dropping a burden or creating more of one, more conflict. Being burdened because more shit gets piled on, or releasing the burden because something was done right. So somebody is taking, this could be you, Aries, is being very cautious, and strategic, because there is the hope and to drop some kind of burden somehow. Maybe somebody is burdened by, for some of you, somebody owes you money, and they don't have the money to pay you back, and they're trying to figure out other ways of repaying you, and I just don't know if you're going to want to accept that. You know, that was just a small message. For some of you, it is somebody is very upset about a wrong path they took in love. I don't want to read too much because this is heavy energy. That sucks. But yeah, someone is like this. Somebody is reflecting on spilt milk, maybe a third party situation, maybe just lack of unity between a relationship, spilt cups, okay? And they're reflecting on that. And they want to go back, but they know they made the wrong choice. So they might not be sure if they could. And that could be what this 10 of Wands burden is. Okay, and then with the Hierophant twice, it looks like for some of my Aries, there is going to be a challenge between beliefs, morals, values. It's almost like they're either blendable or they're not, you know. Kind of like what I saw in the pre-shuffle, an opportunity to gain healing. Be very careful to not be played out of your position, okay? Whether it's accepting or abuse or being abused, just be careful not to slip back, okay? Because I'm getting the impression that Aries has been standing very, very strong as of late, and I wouldn't want you to be played out of your position when you're sitting so pretty. You know. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and everyone listening. Please get clarification for this beautiful spread for Aries for July. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, guys, and comment. Let me know if this reading resonates, makes sense, all that, the usual. Let's see. All right. So I think there's a possibility of what's coming back to you might be an unrequited love, or sorry, what I believe really, I hear it now, is that, because remember I told you this night comes very practical, right? And I think Aries, or this could be happening to you, Aries, is if it's not, there's not enough chemistry. It's almost like whoever is delivering this, the response is going to be like, that's not enough. Like it needs to be, but that's when this sun is clarity. This is going to play out different for different people, but there is a sense of there was a disconnect and someone's trying to reconnect. What the disconnect was, it could have been gaslighting, if that's what they call it, blowing smoke up somebody's ass, talking shit, manipulations, games, cheating, whatever the fuck it was, right? It became unrequited. The connection got screwed. And it looks like there was, it looks like somebody wants to speak with you privately. Why so privately? I don't know. They want to take you away to speak with you, almost in a sense. And I think it's because they want to tell you something and be very vulnerable, and they don't want anybody else around to see them be so vulnerable. If it is employment, though, this could be maybe being offered an opportunity, but it doesn't fall in line with like maybe vacation time or something like that. There's this sense of like disconnect I'm getting from retreat. It's like a disconnect. Yeah, it's time to disconnect from the world. Oh, this is the clarity. This is the sun card. The retreat here is the sun card. This is where the clarity comes. Okay. Yeah, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner that you seek. Whether it is the one, if it's somebody from the past, it's more likely you thought that they were the one. Whether you still think this way now or not, that's still to be decided, I guess. But I think at a time, right? Because if this is somebody you've already met the person, when you did meet them, that's what you thought, that they could be the one. Okay. Whether you still think that now, I don't know. But there's some kind of disconnect. And then playfulness and you deserve love. It's kind of like needing to lighten your energy and not wait for somebody to come in with their playfulness because they love themselves so much in order for you to come out. Like there's this need to be independent with regards to what lightens up your energy. Because there's a lot of codependency, even energetically. Well, I need this to be happy, or I need this to feel good, or I need this to be in a better mood. It's like, or this person. It's like, well, that would suck if you were only playful and lighthearted when a certain person was around, or when you were dating somebody. You could never be playful and light when you were alone, or have fun when you were alone or single, only when you were with somebody. And then it's like the universe is trying to get you to love yourself and try to be playful and find reasons to be light and happy alone so that you're vibrating on that level and actually attract somebody who vibrates like that to you. Because if you're not vibrating that way and you don't believe that you have love, best believe whoever the fuck you manifest into you isn't going to believe you deserve love either. It doesn't matter what they say. Right? And then we're going to wrap up your spread with the Amenti Oracle, which I absolutely adore. And we'll read it out of the book. It's a little long, but we're good for time. I'll still be under an hour, okay? Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels. Can I please wrap up the spread for my beautiful Aries? The card from the Amenti Oracle. Thank you. I create harmony. Yes, Aries. Okay? I need you to keep that in mind because you're going to be challenged about how strong you are in your new disposition. You know, the healthier, the more grounded, the more stable disposition, right? So it's like whatever triggers you experience, whatever's coming into you, just know that you create harmony with what you put out, how you respond to things, how you receive things, how do you give things. There's very harmonious ways to do things and you instinctually feel them. Nobody needs to tell you how to be harmonious. And if you don't know, then that means you lack so much self-awareness that nobody could paint it out for you anyway. You wouldn't believe them because remember, if it's not real here, it can't be real in your 3D. All right, so let's read that out of the book. I create harmony. Sorry. This book isn't like the best mapped out. Like the table of contents is like oddly, like page 18. Why? Like why not page 1? Anyway, now I have to find that. Okay. There. Number 25. Number 7. Getting a lot of 7 energy. I see them in the readings too. So that could be significant. That's also the month of July. Which would make sense that we're getting 7s because it's the month of July. Duh. Okay. I create harmony. Nope. That's not. Wait. Okay. I create harmony. Jeez. The Greek philosopher Pythagoras believed in the musica universalis, or whatever, or the music of the spheres, in which celestial bodies move according to the mathematical equations, which produce a form of resonance, or musica. If you search for the laws of harmony, you will find knowledge. Egyptian proverb. Every sphere was believed to relate to a number, every number to a sound, and with their interplay, a cosmic symphony harmoniously traveling through space becomes a luminous metaphor which can be understood and applied to relationship to I create harmony. The Hermetic principle of correspondence from the Kabbalion further elucidates this ideal as a way of understanding how correspondence works its way through the various planes of the mental, spiritual, and material universe, and the realms of the metallic, mineral, vegetable, and animal life sources. Harmony can be found or created when we actively seek the relationship between realms and consciousness, matter, and mind by looking for the sustenance within each substance. It is the music of the matrix, if you will. In seeking to understand embodied cosmic consonants, sorry guys, there are several alchemical keys to keep in mind. Plants, organs, minerals, days of the week, and archetypes can have a relationship, an embodied harmony of their own. The sun relates to the heart center, gold, Sunday, and infinite awareness of truth's light. The moon relates to the brain, silver, Monday, and a keen perception of the layers of reality. Mercury relates to the lungs. Mercury relates to the lungs, Wednesday, and authentic expression. Venus relates to the kidneys, copper, Friday, and the power of understanding and applied empathy. Mars relates to the gallbladder, iron, Tuesday, and will manifest into action. Jupiter relates to the liver, tin, Thursday, and the capacity of creation and infinite imagination. And then Saturn relates to the spleen, lead, Saturday, and it's a reminder that anchored wisdom is knowledge quietly embodied, not loudly articulated. Well, shit, because I'm loud as fuck. As we move through each day, archetype alchemical awareness can be the sheet music for which our life's lyrics emerge. The melody of the mind made manifest in this awareness offers the opportunity to relate more deeply to time and all that exists within the spaces of the terrestrial and beyond. With these keys, new doors open and the creative will empower through activation and resonance. And the creative will is empowered through activation and resonance. The universal music you transmit can be experienced by all. Harmony found in your very own choir of conscious cognizance. Sorry, guys, I don't know why I struggled to read that so much. I mean, I'm not the best reader, but I do read better than that. Anyway, that's your reading for July, guys. I hope you liked it. Please let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe. And until the next time I see you guys, please continue to let your inner angels live. Bye.